Welcome to the video on how to eat out. Finding restaurants that serve whole food plant-based meals without added oils can be very tricky. One thing you can do is look at the Happy Cow website or app. They're very helpful in locating veg and veg-friendly restaurants, but we have to stay aware in any restaurant because most of the foods contain hidden animal products and usually lots of oils. But with a little awareness and pre-planning, it is possible to stay true to your new lifestyle while eating out. Most restaurant owners and chefs are happy to accommodate your requests, especially when you explain that you follow a special diet for health reasons. Here are some general tips. Ethnic restaurants are often your best options. Chinese, Japanese, Thai, Mexican, Italian, Indian, and other cuisines, because those traditions are usually whole food plant-based. But even at a steakhouse, you can find baked potatoes, sweet potatoes, steamed veggies, rice, salads, and sometimes added beans for protein. It will be up to you to become a super sleuth detective when it comes to reading a menu. Most menus include appetizers, side dishes, and main entrees, which you can scan for the healthy foods and create your own plate. Here are a few things to know up front. Pretty much you're going to have to carry your own oil-free salad dressing with you. So be prepared to do that either in your purse or your pocket. Unless you're a fan of plain vinegar or lemon juice, which many people are, you'll want to bring your own dressing in a tiny container, and you can purchase those little containers almost anywhere. If you know in advance which restaurant you'll be patronizing, check out the menu online before you arrive. Look for any vegetable-based dishes that can be prepared by steaming or baking. And here's where your detective skills are going to kick in. Scan the entire menu. Don't overlook the side dishes that are listed with the meat and fish entrees. You'll typically see side dishes listed there that aren't shown separately elsewhere on the menu, such as asparagus spears or mushrooms or sometimes salsa. Scanning over this menu, for example, of course you see all the main entrees listed in black bold lettering, and those are all meat, fish, or chicken as we scan down. And then the sides are over there on the left. We see a baked potato, fries, seasonal veggies, rice pilaf, and so on. And then premium sides are listed there as well. But under the tilapia, the broiled tilapia, I see they have a fresh pineapple salsa. So if that is oil-free, that might be great on a baked potato. And if they can throw in a salad too, that would be a great meal. You can also call the restaurant ahead of time to ask the chef for a plant-based, you might want to say vegan, plant-based or vegan, no added oil meal. Be very specific with your request to forego any sauces with butter or sour cream being added inadvertently. Sometimes just saying no dairy doesn't fully resonate with them when it comes to sour cream or Parmesan cheese, so you must be very specific. Don't be shy about this. Restaurants often accommodate allergy and other dietary requests. Chefs sometimes appreciate the challenge, and I've seen them go out of their way to create some incredible dishes. One fellow that I know has his request printed on a card, which he hands to the waitress to give to the chef to avoid any misunderstanding. If you're in a situation, though, where you couldn't plan ahead and you find yourself sitting in a restaurant, scan the appetizers, the side dishes, and the main entrees. If you see a rice, potato, bean, or pasta dish, you could ask for any animal product to be replaced. For example, if they have a chicken and rice dish that looks like it might work, could they replace the chicken with some whole beans or steamed vegetables? Perhaps listed under the side dishes, they have a baked potato, or a side of steamed asparagus, or a garden salad. Don't forget to specify the prep method too. As mentioned earlier, restaurants are notorious for adding large amounts of oils plus butter, salts, and sugars to their food. Fresh and raw items would be ideal, but for cooked foods, ask for the items to be baked, steamed, or grilled on a dry skillet, or water sauteed, or sauteed in vegetable stock. Ask for any sauces to be put on the side, and if you forget your salad dressing, you could ask for lemons, limes, vinegars, or salsas. Remember to be extra polite while explaining exactly what you're looking for. And I know you would be, but it's just nice to put a reminder in there because your waitress might not understand what you're asking for. You might even want to offer some suggestions. But if you're met with resistance, you might want to explain that you must eat this way for health reasons, because that part is true. You are eating this way for health reasons. You could use the allergy card if you're comfortable doing that, telling them you're allergic to something. And if you eat it, they'll have to call an ambulance. I know some people that have done that. So that would work if you're comfortable doing that. But if they still won't make some effort to accommodate you, find a different restaurant. You're the customer after all, and it's not worth eating unhealthy foods just because they can't or won't work with you. Let's take a quick look at some specific restaurants. If you're lucky enough to live near a Sweet Tomatoes, you can load up on all the best all-you-can-eat salad bar, including beans, fat-free dressings, baked potatoes, and they have at least one vegan soup on the bar, and that's all for about $10. Unfortunately, the Sweet Tomatoes in our area closed several years ago, but we will seek them out when we're traveling. Here's a photo of my salad, even before I visit the soup and potato bars. Mexican restaurants can be good alternatives, but when it comes to chips and salsa, forget those chips because they are swimming in oil. Send them back to the kitchen so you're not tempted. Ask for soft corn tortillas instead. Or if you plan ahead, you could even make your own tortilla chips at home and bring them along. Either way, you'll have a good appetizer. Now look over the menu for different beans, rice, and veggie options. They typically start the day with whole beans before they fry them with oil, lard, or pig fat. So ask if they have any whole beans on hand. The pinto beans are usually fried, but they often have black beans which are left whole. Then ask about the veggies. Are they grilled? Can they prepare the veggies on a dry griddle without adding oil? Ask what's in the rice too. I know Chipotle coats their rice in oil, something that I found out by accident when I was asking about their beans. The gal behind the counter said, "No, we don't use oil in these beans, only in our rice," as she pulled out a gallon of oil from under the counter. So definitely ask what's in the rice. You might be surprised. Now you can order a burrito made with soft corn tortillas, whole beans, lettuce, tomato, salsa, and then add in some rice and veggies if they're healthy. Be sure, though, to explain that you want no cheese or sour cream, or you might end up with it. I know some people who tell their waiters, again, that they're allergic to dairy and oils, and they will be sick if it gets into their food. And don't forget to ask about the guac, too, because some restaurants put sour cream in their guac or oil. Healthy guac can be used sparingly unless you're striving to reverse a chronic condition or lose weight more quickly. Italian restaurants sometimes offer whole wheat pasta or whole grain pasta, or maybe they have a gluten-free pasta made from rice flour. That would be great. Top with marinara sauce. Again, you have to ask if there's oil or dairy in it, and request a topper of basil, garlic, tomatoes, and steamed veggies. They might have tomatoes, mushrooms, onion, eggplant. Sometimes Italian restaurants have white beans too, or chickpeas. If they're available, that would be good. And then forego the Parmesan, of course. Ask if they have a whole grain bread, and you can usually make a great salad there too. Scan the entire menu for side dishes as well, and investigate their minestrone soup. Here are the possibilities on this menu. Going from the top down, just scanning things from the top down, we see, well, they have a marinara sauce. We'll have to investigate that. And then under the caprese salad, that might work if we hold the cheese, because it's probably lettuce, tomatoes, arugula, and basil. Then we would hold the cheese, but add in those market veggies that are shown with the chicken down below. I see market vegetables listed there. The minestrone soup might be a good option if there's no beef broth or chicken broth or oil in it, but that might be a stretch. Usually the soups in a restaurant do have oil and animal-based stock as well. The fettuccine might work, but what's in that house red sauce? We'd have to ask about that. How about the fettuccine with the pesto, though? Right below there, under the salmon, we see there's a pesto, although pesto usually does have oil. And what about those gnocchi, though, that are listed with the chicken? Gnocchi are small dumplings that are typically made with potato starch. Could that be topped with a plain marinara? That'd be good. Or could a pasta dish be topped with the mushrooms that are showing under the chicken? Under the salmon, too, I see they have fingerling potatoes and asparagus. Could the potatoes be served plain or spiced up and the asparagus be steamed? I hope you're beginning to see all the possibilities that open up when we explore the whole menu. Having said that, there are going to be those places where it's extremely difficult to find anything that fits your new way of eating. That's why checking the online menu is always a great idea when possible. Chinese restaurants may be willing to create an oil-free stir fry, which includes tofu, rice noodles, steamed veggies, and a low-sodium soy sauce. You may even want to order the sauce on the side. Be sure to avoid the oyster sauce, of course, and ask about their vegetarian noodle soup and their miso soup as well. The Chinese restaurant in our neighborhood makes a vegan sushi called Futo Maki, which is compliant with our diet and is delicious. Chinese food is typically coated in oil, but they'll often work with you upon your request. Thai restaurants are good because those places cook their food to order, so you can order your food the way you like. Don't be shy about insisting on no added oil. Thai places typically don't use dairy, but they do use a lot of coconut milk quite often, especially in their curry dishes, which is high in saturated fat and can raise your cholesterol, so you may want to avoid the coconut milk. Your server can often check with the kitchen to find out which dishes are best to make oil-free. For appetizers, look for things like spring rolls or fresh veggie rolls. These are served cold and made with fresh veggies, sprouts, herbs, sometimes tofu, and they're wrapped in a thin rice paper wrap. They're often served with some type of sauce. You might even find lettuce leaf wraps there, which are lettuce leaves upon which you pile an assortment of condiments such as mint, peanuts, onions, chopped lime, coconut, and or tofu, all of which come in separate bowls, and then you kind of build your own leaf. You may even find one or two soups, hot and sour vegetable or clear vegetable, which are usually no oil, but you do have to ask. Most salads are healthy in these places too until they add the dressing. So if you didn't bring your own, you could ask for a bit of lime juice. When checking out the main dishes, look at the vegetarian section first, then check out the other sections to find dishes that are made with rice noodles. If you find something that looks healthy there, but it still contains beef, chicken, or seafood, ask if they can make that dish without the animal products. Tofu is available as a substitute. Usually every Thai restaurant has tofu, and you can ask for that steamed or cooked on a dry griddle. Vegetarian pad thai is good because that's rice noodles, tofu, scallions, and bean sprouts, or other noodle dishes could be ordered too with any combination of basil leaves, onion, tomato, bell peppers, carrots, broccoli, mushroom, bamboo shoots, bean sprouts, and more. Plus, they usually offer a mild, medium, or spicy sauce. Be sure any dish is ordered without fish sauce, though, and does not contain eggs. You will have to ask about their sauces. Steamed white rice is a staple in Thai dining, and it's usually cooked without oil, but again, you have to ask. But do ask if they have brown rice. Usually they don't, but sometimes maybe they are adding it now. But as Dr. McDougall says, you're probably not going to die from eating white rice once in a while. Other restaurants, if you go out for pizza, you could get a whole wheat crust with pizza sauce. Of course, skip the cheese and load up with veggies. Ask though about that pizza sauce because sometimes it contains dairy and or a lot of oils. For a sub sandwich shop, you could order a sub on a whole grain bread if possible, piled high with an abundance of greens and veggies, and then mustard or vinegar as a dressing. Many shops offer salads as well as sandwiches, so again, have your dressing on hand with you wherever you go. Panera Bread can make a Mediterranean sandwich on whole bread upon request. It doesn't come on whole grain bread, but if you order it, they'll put it on there. Omit the cheese and ask for extra veggies and greens, and side salads are also available anytime at Panera. So here's an overall recap. Look at the menu online ahead of time so that you're prepared when you get there. Call to explain your dietary needs and ask what the chef could prepare for you. In general, look for potatoes, rice, beans, salads, vegetable soups, whole grain pastas, portobello mushroom sandwiches, and healthy side dishes. Always ask about oils and hidden animal products. Ask for your foods to be prepared steamed, baked, or grilled on a dry skillet. And of course, be kind to your server and have patience, as they may not understand what you're asking for. I read something here by Dean Ornish. It was on the Forks Over Knives website, and Dean Ornish said to politely ask if your chef could saute the veggies using vegetable stock. You could say it this way: could I ask to have the chef please saute some mushrooms and chopped tomatoes with garlic and vegetable stock to serve over pasta? Once your order is taken, kindly ask the server to repeat back his or her understanding of your order. I thought that was a nice way to ask for it. But if the restaurant cannot or will not accommodate your requests, go somewhere else. Don't spend your hard-earned money on foods you don't want or that will leave you feeling guilty or bloated. There are plenty of other places who will gladly serve you.